All right, I'd like to introduce you to HomeSwing by NetAspects, and our goal today is to help you get some concepts on building your sphere and making more money in 2014 and years to come. And so today we're going to be going over some different concepts of how to do that and using some different products. I'd like to start off with a little bit about HomeSwing and what we do. We're a company that helps you generate high quality buyer and seller leads. And HomeSwing is a lead generation company that provides real estate professionals with a complete marketing platform to generate, capture, cultivate, and manage home buyer and home seller leads. All right, HomeSwing provides our clients with tools generated to convert serious home buyer leads into closes and home seller leads into listings. Some huge benefits is to generate more leads, improve marketing efficiencies, reduce marketing and sales costs, convert more leads to sales, and ultimately to improve your ROI. All right, so that's my little sales pitch, and just tell you a little bit about us, what we do. We practice what we preach. And today I'm going to be showing you some of those marketing concepts that we use to ultimately help our customers grow their sphere and ultimately make more money. Okay, so to the right here you have what we call the funnel. All right, and so something that I want you to start thinking about in your business is how do you funnel your customers to you? Okay, how do you capture them? And so I'm going to be going over some of these concepts. You can see here that we've got sites like Zillow and Trulia and Yahoo Real Estate and HotPads in our funnel that we're dropping down into our sphere. We've got SEO, we've got social media, we've got large search engines such as Google, Yahoo, and Bing in there. So these are some ways that we capture and funnel those customers to our clients. Okay, so ultimately in your marketing plan, something that I would like you to think about is how do you funnel your customers to you? Okay, how do you funnel them to you? All right. So the next page here that I'd like to share with you is a concept that we use, which are hyperlocal sites. Okay, these sites typically for buyer side leads are integrated with the multiple listing service data. So the consumers can go to these sites and they can search for homes. The data is updated on these sites automatically for our clients. Okay, so the consumer can search the entire MLS, all the properties for sale in real time. Obviously, there's mapping search functionality, which I recommend. Sell your home value form. We typically recommend that our real estate agents partner with mortgage, so we do have that joint venture type marketing together. And so we sometimes bring them together, sometimes they come together, but that's something you can think about in your marketing efforts, is partnering with a lender or even insurance services to combine your marketing efforts and your dollars, your investment dollars, to generate those customers, to grow that sphere. All right, so this is a hyperlocal site. Typically we use domains that are very focused on the market area, such as this one is eldoradohomelist.com. Okay, you can get very granular in your sites. I recommend getting sites that are about the area, such as this one. If you're trying to generate leads in say Nashville, Tennessee, I might have something like Nashville Home List, or making Nashville Home or something like that.com. And then what we typically do with our sites is we search engine optimize them so that the consumers can find them in the search engines, okay? And a lot of other marketing initiatives that I'm going to be going over with you today. The next piece that I'd like to talk to you about is part of the funnel is the registration process, okay? So what we have here is what we typically do is that we market in a couple of different ways on our side, and then our clients will also market themselves. And so I think this will make sense, but some key ways that I'd like to talk to you about today, one would be through marketing through online advertising, okay? And so the one concept that I'll be talking to you about is PPC advertising, and using that to ultimately find consumers online, and then going through the registration process. So I'm going to give you an example and then show you how it can generate buyer and seller leads for you, okay? Some other ways that we can also, that we generate leads is through social media, SEO, and our classified posting system, which I'll be going over as well. But the first one that I want to strategize with you about is through PPC. And this one, PPC screen, is a Google PPC, which PPC is pay-per-click. Okay, pay-per-click. And so you have here on the screen, I typed in Fairfield Real Estate, and I want to show you a little bit about what the consumer goes to. And the reason I want you to think about advertising through PPC is that, for one, Google is the most popular website in the world. It has more visitors than any other site. Facebook obviously being there as well, right? And so here up top you can see in the yellow is paid advertisement through PPC. And you typically pay to be in #1 placement. So maybe that #1 placement where you see right there where Realtor.com is say $1.25 a click. Okay, and then you have the next one, which is view Bay Area Home Listings.com. Maybe they're paying $1 quarter, and then Richmond America is paying $1. Okay, and so these are pay per click. When the consumer clicks on this link, that will go to their website, correct? Okay. Now you also have to the right here where typically the cost is a little bit cheaper. It can be a lot cheaper or it can be a little bit cheaper. It just depends. It's all on a bidding system, okay? And I recommend that you partner with a professional firm that specializes in PPC marketing, because they will typically be able to get you a higher conversion, more leads per dollar spent than you can typically get on your own. But again, you can do this on your own if you want. All right, so this is something that you can register with Google to subscribe to PPC advertisement on your own, okay? Now you can see again these links such as FairfieldHomelist.com. It's an advertisement. When consumer clicks on there, that goes straight to the client. Now you can see here to the middle is the organic results. And typically what has happened lately with some of the changes that Google has made is that now you can see the large portals are really dominating in the top 3 rankings on Google for SEO in the rankings here. So you've got Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. So again, those are great places for you to market your listings potentially, or yourself, because they are in those top rankings right there, right? But again, one of the things is that if they click on these pages, it could potentially be very hard for you to be found in that world as well. So what I'm trying to show you is a concept by you putting yourself in one of the links, either on the right or on the top, depending on your marketing budget and what you want on a return on your ROI of your investment, that you be in this game, okay, to generate what? To generate customers, all right, to generate customers. Every time you generate a lead, please think of them as a potential customer, right? They are a human being, and you need to treat them with respect and give them the service that they deserve, so that you can get the highest return on your investment. And then you can see the links here. This is directory. So again, the page that Google has these days is very consumed with advertisement. And so if you want to get found, you typically have to either pay for it or pay for it. Okay, so those are some ways that, again, I want to talk about. So again, consumer, the next screen that I want to tell you about is what happens, what I recommend that you should happen. So if somebody clicks on your website that you're marketing on PPC, and that could be in Google, that could be in Bing, that could be in Yahoo, and it can be in a number of other different locations. It could be potentially that you're advertising on Facebook. It could be that you're advertising in LinkedIn. It just depends on where your advertisement spend is. You might be advertisement, large banner advertisement on like Amazon.com, or using DoubleClick or some other type of advertisement, right? And those are what we call banner advertising. So I'll be showing you a little bit more about that. But once you do your PPC, something that I recommend that you do with your solution that you should have is a registration on the results page. Okay, so what happens when the consumer clicks through? If they click through an ad, I know you're telling yourself, well, why would a consumer register? Well, when they typically click on an ad, they are going to expect to have to deliver some information in order to get the goods. Okay, so what are their goods? You have the goods. You have the homes for sale, right? Integrated with the multiple listing data. They can see here on the background, the homes are right there. Now they're kind of blurred out in our solution so that they can't see everything. And then we also have the lead form registration. Let's talk about quality of leads. Something that we require of each individual consumer is an actual phone number. All right, so we're really focused on generating high quality leads, so we require a phone number in this process so that we can make sure that we have a viable consumer that is wanting information. We also require their email address, their name, and postal code. Okay, so those are some things. Again, I recommend that you when you're going to do PPC, that you make sure that the consumer can see the listings on the back end, so that they realize that, yeah, once I leave this information, I'm getting something in return, right? So I'm providing some value. All right, extremely important in this process. So again, the next process, that once they leave their information, then you are obviously giving them the properties Is that correct? And this is a detail of a property on the detail page. So again, this registers the consumer, and now they can search in real time for all the homes for sale on your website. Okay, so what did you get? You got their contact information, right? And they got the site to search for the homes. Okay, now you're probably asking yourself, what is the conversions of this type of process? Well, let me give you a couple little statistics that we've learned. If you don't require registration on the front end of the site, then you will typically see a 0.5 conversion, which means that for every 100 consumers that clicked on there, you would get a 0.75 amount of them to actually leave you their information at some point. But it's going to be much later in the actual process. It's not going to be immediate, okay? And something that I really want to stress is that you want to meet this consumer as soon as possible in their actual buying and selling process, okay? So that you are the first opportunity to get them to start working with you, and you giving them your valuation pitch, okay? So something that I see with the registration conversions that we see typically are anywhere from 15 to 30%, okay? Which means for every 100 consumers that we get to this landing page, we will get 15 to 30 of them to actually leave us their name, phone number, and email address, okay? So could you imagine if you were doing your marketing efforts and you're paying, say, $1 a click, and you just spent $100 and you didn't have registration? That means that you got 0.75 conversion. It's possible that you didn't get one lead through the process, okay? Or you can have a registration solution and requiring them to register and get a minimum of 15 of them to register. So for $100, I got 15 new contacts, okay? Or I even got up to 30 contacts, okay? So a lot of people say, well, they won't register, they'll bounce, and they'll go somewhere else. Well, you're right. 70 of them bounced and went somewhere else, correct? But you got 15 to 30 of them, okay? So be happy that you got 15 to 30 that are potentially real high quality leads versus somebody who bounced. Most likely they weren't in the mood to buy anyways, right? They weren't somebody that you even want to deal with. If they're not willing to give you their information, then do you even want to move down that road of spending your time and energy in trying to cultivate them into a customer? Okay, so back to the detail page here that I want you to think about. Okay, and looking at this page, some great things that I would like you to think about when you are choosing a site to use in your marketing efforts. Some things that I really recommend is having social media integration where the consumer can share this listing with their friends and family in their social world. This is a great tool. It generates a ton of leads because when the consumer shares this on their social world, it then drives this page back to their Facebook page, their fan page, and their friends and family can see it. When they click on it, it then drives them back to you, right? So again, start thinking about your funnel, right? How do you market? How do you market? What's your funnel? What is your capture? Okay, so obviously when all their friends and family click on the detail page of the listing, where does it send them? It sends them back to your page and requiring them to register. Okay, so that's something that I want you to think about, is again a solution that requires information. We're going to give you something, but we want something in return, right? All right. Just the same as you're in the grocery store, you meet somebody and you start chatting it up, and they find, you talk about that you're in real estate. Oh, I'm looking for a home in town. Oh, could you send me some properties to look at? Sure, absolutely. What do you ask for from them? That's right. You ask for their name, their phone number, and their email address. Correct? Before you are able to give them any information. Okay. So the same concept is that your website needs to ask for the information. Okay, so this is just one unique concept, right? I've got a ton of other concepts that are there, but this is one concept that can potentially generate you anywhere from 50 to 200, 300 new customers a month on up, right? We generate our clients anywhere from 30 leads a month on up to hundreds of leads a month, and even up larger clients that have larger budgets, even more than that. So we generate thousands of leads a month. We do this, and it works. Okay. Something else that you can see here is to get more information. Go see this home. So what is the process that you want them to do next? Okay, so again, they can search from here on out. They can search all the homes. That's great. Request more information. Request a showing. That's part of the next process. And then once the lead comes in, it comes to you. Now, this screenshot I want to show you is extremely important in the cultivation process. Okay, so you got them as a client. You got them to register. Now you need a solution that is going to continue to engage with the customer, right? Staying in front of them. So once our solution, what it does is that once the customer registers and starts searching on properties, it automatically sets them up for what we call suggested properties. And it will start to send them an email once a day of new inventory that has come on the market that the system feels would be properties that they would be interested in. Okay, and the reason we do that is we want the solution to continue to engage, because we know that you're going to be spending time and contacting them and scheduling appointments, and you've got busy days. So our solution, what it does is it does the cultivation of the suggested properties automatically when they register. Okay, so something that I want you to think about, okay, is do you send out listing notifications to all of your customers or suggested properties to all your sphere? Okay, so that's something that I want you to start thinking about in growing your sphere. Your existing sphere is, yeah, you want to bring in new sphere, right, that is ready to buy, but also you want to start thinking about cultivating your existing sphere. And in a couple of minutes, all this is going to make a lot of sense. But so something that I want you to think about is extremely valuable is the listing notification, the cultivation. When the consumer clicks on these links, what does it do? That's right, it takes them back to your website to see the properties, right? So it keeps them engaged, and then they can search for more properties. Okay, so that's something else. How else could you generate referrals off of these listing notifications and suggested property alerts? If they forward this email to their friends and family, what is it going to require them to do? That's right, it's going to require them to register. So now all of a sudden you've generated an email marketing referral, right? Because they forwarded this email, what happens? That's right, your site requires them to register before they can see the property, and then boom, you have captured a new person, a new opportunity. You've increased your sphere, which ultimately helps you make more money. Okay, so in your marketing efforts, how do you funnel your customers to you, right? So this is the funneling solution. This is the funnel to growing your business. Okay, so this is something I highly recommend that you do with your customers. Now what we have that I'm showing you here is a screenshot of what we call sales aspects. This is a lead management, cultivation, and conversion backend platform. A lot of companies call this CRM, customer relationship management. Okay, and there are a number of different CRM solutions out there. So you have a lot of opportunities. You can, there's Top Producer, there is Market Leader, there is, Agent Achieve. There's a lot of different solutions. We call our solution Sales Aspects. Okay, and Sales Aspects has a lot of different features that happen. But one thing that happens that I'd like to recommend to you is it has a tab called the Events. And this tab, soon as the client registers on your website, it auto puts that lead right into your CRM automatically, for one. Okay, so you can get their phone number, their email address, and also under Events, you can see one, what listings the customer is looking at, what website did they actually search on. It automatically, you can see what listings that are being emailed to them. You can see all of the property searches that they're doing. Everything that client is doing in real time, you can see. Okay, so that's something extremely valuable to you, is that not only can the consumer get and see all the listings, but you can see everything that they're actually searching on. What properties, what searches, what saved listings that they're saving into their account, right? So that's exactly what the solution does. It's extremely valuable in helping you know what your client is doing, what they're looking for, so that you can provide them a high-level customer service expertise in servicing your client. Okay. There's a lot of other things that you want in your CRM that I recommend. Something else that happens automatically with this solution is leads come in into the system. It also sends you a text message and sends you an email notification, and this is fully mobile driven. So again, I recommend having a mobile CRM at your fingertips so that you can access all of your information on the road, right? A lot of us have our iPhones or our Android or something to smartphones, our iPads, and we need to access that information. Some really cool things that I'd recommend. Another great feature that I would recommend is a solution that provides third-party email to leads integration. Okay, and you're just like, well, what is that? That basically is a solution where your CRM can capture leads from third-party sources, such as maybe you market through Zillow, you market through Trulia, you market through Realtor.com, right? And you generate leads through them. So typically, maybe you are generating leads and those all fall into your email, and then you just call the customer, right? Well, what if those leads were to fall right into your CRM, and then you were to set each one of those up for what? Automated listing notifications, right? And now what they're going out through? Your website, right? Getting listing notifications. So now you've pulled them off of Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com. Now they're in your world, correct? And now what you're doing is you're sending them the automated listing notifications. And when they send this and share these listings in their social world and they share them through their email, then you get those additional referrals, the funnel. Always remember the funnel to grow your sphere and make more money. Okay, so what is your funnel system? So something that I highly recommend is having a CRM that has third-party email leads integration where you can pull those leads automatically, route them into your CRM. You don't have to worry about doing any data entry. Our Sales Aspect solution does that. It's flawless. It's amazing. It's such an amazing tool to help agents in cultivating and growing their sphere in one centralized CRM contact management system. And the solution obviously is integrated with the multiple listing service in your market, so it's sending them information in real time and keeping you in front of that customer. Now, a lot of times I see agents use their MLS to set up listing notifications, but what doesn't the MLS have? It doesn't have the funnel. It doesn't have the requiring of name, phone number, email address to capture. It doesn't have the branding. There's just so many things that doesn't do to give you that competitive edge and to capture and cultivate more customers and generate more referrals. Okay, so that's what I really want you to start thinking about is, where's my funnel? What am I going to use? How am I going to funnel them? How am I going to market? How are the different ways that I'm going to generate these leads, right? So there's a number of other things that this solution does that I'd love to talk about, but the amount of time that we have is really short. I don't want to burn your whole day away because we need to go out and make some money. But I am going to be putting another webinar that's just on CRM as well, so I'll let you know a little bit about that as we move on. Some key things that I'd like to talk to you about. One is sending out emails. Once you have all your contacts, some cool things that you can, should be doing is doing some personalization. Okay, so potentially setting up happy birthday announcements for all your clients. This solution can do that. Again, or what do you think of this new listing in St. Helena, right? Sending emails. Now, again, what I typically see agents doing is sending listings out from their MLS to their clients, okay, of new properties. Well, why wouldn't you send new listings from your website and your funnel, so that just in case they are sharing that with friends and family, that now all of a sudden you have engaged with them and potentially they are in a buying process or selling process. So you're always wanting to continue that branding. So again, make sure that you're sending listings from your website. Make sure, and there's going to be some key things that I'll be defining in the website. With one, making sure that the website that you purchase has a registration process, and two, has unique listing URLs for each individual listing, so that you can share those with your clients, both through email and through social media. Okay, this is a nice little branded email of what it would look like going out to your client. All right, again, when they click on the link, obviously sends them over. You can schedule in this solution specific emails by date or by drip. There's built-in campaigns that are already developed, but again, I really recommend that you customize, emails that are going to be unique to your customers and unique to your market, so that you can look, original in your market and look like a professional. One is, potentially putting together a market update that would go out once a month to your entire database. Okay, so again, we're coming back to, do you have a CRM that has email marketing capabilities where you can send out an email to your entire customer database or to specific unique groups of clients? Okay, so that's something that I really recommend. Again, is, you gobbling up all of these potential customers and growing your sphere, and then you got to keep them engaged with you, right? So you got to be, sending them material and continuing to foster them, right? And grow with them and provide them professional information about the market, but continue to build that brand. The links that you create, getting them back to your website. So this is an email, and again, what I recommend is that you put additional information on your website that it will attract them back to your website to read more, right? So you give them a little snippet in the email, and that can go out to 1,000 of your contacts, 10,000 of your contacts, at least in our solution. And again, now if they click on the link, that you get them back to your website. Okay, so that's really the goal in the whole process of email marketing, right? Okay, so very similar to how you guys got to the webinar is I sent you an email. You read the email, then you clicked on the link to another website to register. Okay, so again, capturing that information. Now, this is one that I really think is very effective, and this is sending out an email of hot buys in the marketplace, right? A lot of consumers are looking for great deals. So why wouldn't you put together a database of all of your past customers and send them out hot buys that are coming out in the market, at least for those that are looking for hot buys. So you can let them know, hey, would you like to be part of my hot buys email list, and then you can put them into a group, set them up for those unique emails. Again, copy these listings right off your website. Very simple to do, at least on our sites, and boom, send those out to your database. And now they have in real time, here's 4 great deals in the marketplace to take a look at today. Okay, so again, another great way to grow your network. And think about this: what does grandma and grandpa want more than anything? They want their grandkids and their kids to be able to find homes. So if they forward this email to their friends and family, and they click on those links, what do you want them to do? That's right. You want them to get to your funnel, to your registration. All right. So always think about, it's either funneling them to your website with registration. It might be funneling them to your seller website. It might be funneling them to your Facebook website with registration, but it's always getting them to your site that requires registration. Okay, and now you've got them in your CRM as a new opportunity. All right, so that was a lot of information, I know, to go over. Another webinar I'm going to be putting together is building your brand in 2014, but I just want to tell you a couple of things that I really recommend in when you get a site, is making sure that you have the property search right front and center as well. Make sure you have a strong map search solution. Again, I talked to you about the built-in conversion solution. Make sure you have a solution that has a strong CMS where you can edit your website. Make sure that it's easy and fast, right? You don't want it to be too complicated as far as for the consumer as well. Make sure that it has the automated suggested properties to go out to your customers. Make sure that it integrates with a strong CRM solution. That's extremely important as well. Again, as I was showing you before, we have what I recommend is for my clients to have a site that's branded and unbranded, okay? And so that they can have their branded site. It could be a team site, it could be a company site, it could be an individual agent site, whatever it is. You can go ahead and go with branded so that I'm capturing leads from Zillow, TrulyARealtor.com, and my HomeSwing hyperlocal site, and my Facebook site, and my seller site, and they're all funneling into my one centralized branded site. So now I can, when I'm sending out auto listing notifications, I'm starting to then develop them into my brand and continuing to build that brand, whether I'm a company building my brand or a team or an individual agent. It's building my brand, building my sphere, and keeping engaged with them. So I know that was a little confusing, but hyperlocal might be that I'm doing my Eldorado home list, but then, say if I'm, working for Remax Gold, or I'm a team and I'm wanting to build my team brand, that's another great way to continue to build your business and build your brand in your marketplace and grow your sphere through your brand development. Okay, so those are some things that you can do. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do in building a great website. And again, I'm going to be putting together another webinar that's just on website, building a great brand and building a great website. But some things that again I really recommend is having lead capture capabilities, right? How about having your own social media Facebook website with property search? That's another great way to generate leads as well. And that's something I really recommend. So these are some things that at HomeSwing and NetAspects we can put together for you is branded solution. Again, all still with the lead capture as I was showing you before. Okay, so this site, Hyperlocal, has the registration process, but again, I recommend having registration right on my branded website as well. So I'm capturing leads from all over. All right. Another big area that I noticed that teams and agents and companies have really not done a great job with is the mobile sector. And 50% of the overall traffic for real estate is in mobile. So I really recommend that you have a strong mobile marketing program with lead capture as well. Highly recommended. You got to have a marketing plan that is mobile focused. Make sure that your site is tablet and iPad friendly and functions. There's so many of your sites out there that I see that don't even function or can't even search on the iPad. So that's something I recommend, as well as making sure you have a mobile driven phone website as well, with unique URLs. Those, the things, 50% of your consumers should be wanting to search on mobile at some point in their day. So that's something that I really recommend that you put together as a mobile program. I'll be doing another webinar just on mobile coming up. So again, didn't want to take up too much of your time today with that. So I really want to end off today with back to the funnel and growing your sphere. do you have a solution that will capture your customers as you market to them? You spend all of your marketing time and initiatives and dollars. Do you have a solution in place that will capture at a 15 to 30% ratio, so that if you spend $100, you're going to get 25 leads? That means if I spend $1,000, I'm going to get 200 leads a month, and that's really what the goal is, right? Is to capture and cultivate and then convert into dollars. Okay, and so I really want you to think about that. I'm going to be putting together some amazing webinars. I've actually got an amazing webinar coming up on Thursday just on seller leads as well. I'll send that out as a link to everybody as well. And again, but really think about putting together a solution that requires that information, so that you can ultimately grow your sphere. And that's what HomeSwing is about. We're here to help you grow your business. We are geeks. We do this for a living. Our specialty is in helping realtors, teams, and brokerages grow their sphere, and building technology and marketing solutions and partnering together to help the consumers. And I wanted to thank everybody for coming, and I appreciate all of you. And thank you for coming to the HomeSwing webinar today.